All right, good morning. Today's story is Franklin is Lost. And we have front cover, back cover, spine. And the author is Paulette Borghese, and it's illustrated by Brenda Clark. Franklin is Lost. Franklin could slide down a riverbank. He could count forwards and backwards. He could zip zippers and button buttons. He could even walk to Bear's house all by himself. But Franklin was not allowed to go into the woods by himself. One day Franklin said, "I'm going to play at Bear's house." "All right," said Franklin's mother, "but be home for dinner by 6 o'clock. She showed him the time with the hands on the clock, and Franklin, she warned, "Don't go into the woods alone." Franklin raced down the path, over the bridge, and across the berry patch. Bear was there, Fox was there, Goose and Otter were there. "I'm here," huffed Franklin. "What are you guys playing?" "Hide and seek," shouted his friends, "and you're it." Franklin started counting. Hide and seek was his favorite game. He wasn't very fast, but he was pretty clever. He knew Bear always hid in the berry patch. Franklin looked around and saw a shaggy paw. He saw the shaggy paw swipe at a bunch of berries. "I see you, Bear," he called. Do you see Bear? Franklin spotted feathers and fur under a bridge. "I see you, Goose. I see you, Otter," he called. So feathers and fur. Only Fox was left to find. Franklin walked this way and that. He looked into the bushes and searched under logs. He walked along a long path and over the bridge, and without even thinking, he walked right into the woods. He wasn't supposed to go into the woods. Uh-oh. He looked into burrows and all around trees. Franklin searched everywhere, but he couldn't find Fox. I wonder where Fox is. Fox wasn't in the woods at all. He was hiding inside Bear's house. After a while, he shouted, Can't catch me!" But Franklin couldn't hear him. He was too far away. "Where's Franklin?" asked Fox. Nobody knew. They waited a long time. Bear's tummy grumbled. Finally, Goose said, "It's almost 6 o'clock. Franklin must have hurried home for supper." "Of course," they said, and off they went. Oh no. They think Franklin went home, but he's lost. At Franklin's house, the clock struck 6. Franklin's parents were annoyed. Their supper was ready. By 6:30, they were worried and went looking for Franklin. Franklin's father surged along the path. "Franklin," he called, "where are you?" Franklin's mother talked to his friends. "Where's Franklin?" she asked. Where's Franklin?" she asked Bear. "Where's Franklin?" she asked Otter and Goose. "Where's Franklin?" she asked Fox. Nobody knew. Now they were worried too. Ooh, this is a little scary. It was getting dark. Franklin turned one way and then another. Every tree looked the same. Every rock looked the same. He couldn't find the path. "I'm lost," said Franklin in a tiny little voice. He couldn't remember which way he had come. He didn't know which way to go. He was tired and frightened and all alone. Franklin curled up in his small dark shell and waited. Somebody would come. Sometime, wouldn't they? Dark shadows flitted across the rocks. "Who's there?" whispered Franklin. But no one answered, because it was the clouds blowing across his face. Oh, look at poor Franklin. He looks so scared right now. Ooh, ooh. "Who's there?" whispered Franklin. But no one answered, because it was an owl far, far away. "Who's there?" Franklin whispered. But no one answered, because it was the wind whistling through the trees. Franklin tried to sleep, but every sound made him jump. He was humming to himself a little tune when he heard a crick, crack, crick, crack, crick, crack, squish. "Who's there?" Franklin whispered, but no one answered. Then Franklin heard a new sound. It sounded like someone calling his name. He heard it again. "Here I am, Franklin shouted over and over. Crick, crack, crick, crack, crick, crack, squish. Franklin's parents came over the hill and over, and there you are! They hugged him and kissed him and held him tight. "We were so worried," said Franklin's father. "You were told not to go into the woods alone," scolded his mother. It wasn't on purpose," sniffled Franklin. I was looking for Fox and I forgot." "Well, thank goodness you're safe," said Franklin's parents. They found the path and walked all the way home. Their supper was still warm and in the oven. After 2 helpings of everything, Franklin had something important to say. "I'm sorry. I promise I'll never go into the woods alone again." "Even if Fox hides there?" asked his mother. "Even if Bear hides there?" asked his father. "Even if everybody hides there," said Franklin. It was past bedtime. Franklin crawled into his warm, safe shell. "Good night, dear," said his parents, but no one answered because Franklin had fallen asleep. Right. So, this is reading for literature. Yes, it's fiction. It's not real. Turtles don't really talk, so we know this is fiction and it's fantasy fiction. So, who are the characters? Franklin and his friends and his parents. And where does the story happen? What's the setting? Mostly in the woods, yeah. And let's talk about the major events or what happened in the story. First, Franklin was told not to go in the woods alone. Next, he was playing hide and seek and he forgot to not go in the woods and got lost. Then his parents were very worried and looked for him. Finally, they found him and he was safe. All right, see you next time, boys and girls.